Hi, I've had some questions sent to me regarding my fire bag lately. Now I know you've seen my belt pouch, and there's a video on this belt pouch, and my fire bag is kept in the belt pouch. My fire steel, or sometimes called a striker, is tied to the buckle on my belt pouch, so it can't be lost. I can make fire, I can drop this steel, and I can get on with the more important issue of getting the fire going, and I don't have to worry about losing this. Now, the fire bag, I think, is and was a personal choice. I'm not saying Daniel Boone used a fire bag like this one, or Gertie, or anybody else. I'm just simply saying that this is what I have chosen to use. Now, I know that some flint and steels were carried in tobacco pouches, both by the Indians and by white men, but not everybody smoked a pipe, so not everybody would have had a tobacco pouch. Some flint and steels have been found in shot pouches. I prefer to keep my shot pouch just for servicing my gun. I don't like extra bits in there that, to my opinion, don't belong. But that's, again, a personal choice. Now, I use this type of fire bag. This isn't copied from any original. It's a simple pouch. It's sewn with linen thread and it's greased. And the idea of this is it has a flap and inside I keep some kindling in the bottom, which is just dried grass, a small candle stub, my tinderbox, of course, with a flint in it. And the idea with this is that I put the flap down and then I roll the top down. This effectively closes it, especially when it's pushed into the belt pouch. Now, some people just carry their flint and steel fire kit or their fireworks in an ordinary pouch. And they may go out and they may get wet. They might finish up in the water and then find they can't light a fire. And some of those people will continue to do that regardless of the problems they have had. Other people will look at this problem and say, I don't want that to happen again. It's like falling down, say, on a creek bank, and you've got nothing to secure the flap on your shot pouch. Now, a lot of people don't have anything to secure the flap on their shot pouch, and this is fine until you fall over. Now, if you fall down and you lose stuff out of your shot pouch and it goes down the creek bank or wherever, again, some will say, well, you know, they'll curse a bit and they'll just carry on and they'll get replacements sooner or later. But the fact is, they've lost the stuff out of their shot pouch, and right there and there, that's a problem. Others will do the same thing and say, like me, that's no good. I've got to secure the flap on my shot pouch so this doesn't happen again. Well, now, I've been in the water. My boat was swamped on the Great Lakes in a storm. Fortunately, I had already learnt the lesson of keeping my flint and steel and a little bit of kindling dry in a pouch. And even though it was a raging storm, pouring with rain, in winter, on the Great Lakes, myself and my partner managed to swim to shore with the boat, which was swamped, and whilst he bailed the boat out and got the gear onto shore, I went and made fire in the pouring rain. I was able to do that, partly through experience and partly because I kept everything dry in this pouch. So that's really all I have to say about the pouch. It's a personal thing. You can say, well, you know, I haven't seen one like that. Fine. But then again, how many pouches do we see? How many actual items do we see that's got anything to do with the 18th century? So much of it has been lost. You have to remember, as I said, that a lot of the stuff is personal choice. It's just the same as it is today. Some people will look at one thing and they'll see no advantage in using it. And another person will come along and see the same item and say to himself, that could be useful. And that's the way it always has been, and probably the way it always will be. So that's my pouch. That's my recommendation, is to use a pouch of some description that you can grease and waterproof, and keep your flint and steel and your tinder and a little bit of kindling in the bottom dry, because I think making fire is one of the most important skills that there are when you're outside, when you're living outside or travelling outside. Fire has so many benefits and so many uses. So that's all I have to say on the pouch. Thanks for listening.